the hour off with a supporter of Nikki Haley's campaign as we try to answer that question I was talking about, the key question, really. Who do her voters support in November? The former Arkansas Governor, 2024 Republican presidential candidate himself, Asa Hutchinson, joins us. Welcome back, Governor. Thank you very much. What would you say about that question? Because to me, you know, as I said, it's an important question, I think, for the incumbent president as well. But it could decide the election. These Haley supporters, at the end, you were one of them. Where do they go in the fall?
Well, thank you. And it is good to be with you. And that's really going to be the fight to who's going to get the middle. And you look at Nikki Haley supporters, you have a combination of longtime Republicans like myself, who has fought hard to build the Republican Party. And then you've got some crossover independents that wanted to express their view that we wanted to have somebody different than Donald Trump. Some of those are up for grabs. Some of them are going to line up behind the nominee of the party, but you're going to have probably 50% at least of Nikki Haley supporters that is going to be looking elsewhere, going to be looking for an alternative. And that's what the fight is going to be about between here and November.
Who are you going to vote for?
Well, I'll say this, that I'm not going to endorse Donald Trump. I've been a longtime Republican. I've always supported the nominee of the party. But I expressed my concern about his leadership, his direction for the party and the country, his isolationism, his pejorative comments about friends and foes alike. I cannot abide by that, and I don't believe it reflects the character of the United States of America.
Are you open to President Biden? Might you actually cross party lines and vote for President Biden?
I don't see that happening. I'm a loyal Republican. Right. I have been all my life, but I can't see myself supporting Donald Trump. So we'll look for what option is out there, and he has not achieved the nomination of the convention, even though that certainly looks likely at this point.
Well, say he does, you know, so nothing, you know, something might happen, of course, it's legal or, you know, medical, all these things, anything could happen, I guess, between now and then. But say he does. So what do? Are you like in Mitt Romney's camp? I know, didn't he say, you know, write in a family member or something like that? Is that the type of thing you're thinking about?
Well, and that's the frustrating thing. You're going to have a lot of Republicans just lay low. They'll concentrate on Senate races, House races. They won't participate in the presidential campaign, and that's not good for our democracy. But as I said, I'm not going to be supporting a convicted felon. I'm not going to support Donald Trump as the nominee of our party, and I hope we still have an opportunity to go a different direction.
You know, it's interesting, you know, you're from the, as you said yourself, you're a Republican for many years. I would say, you know, a traditional Republican. So's Mitch McConnell, right? I mean, he's a, you know, as traditional and old school Republican as there is. I don't know if you saw his comments today. We know he's not going to be the Senate leader anymore, but he did endorse Trump. I mean, here's what he said today, earlier today, Mitch McConnell.
I said in February of 2021, shortly after the attack on the Capitol, that I would support President Trump if he were the nominee of our party, and he obviously is going to be the nominee of our party.
He also said, Governor, that President Trump is practically and morally responsible for provoking the events of the day, referring to January 6th in those same remarks he's referencing in February 2021. But now he comes back. What are your thoughts?
Well, it's very disappointing. I love Senator McConnell, and he held Donald Trump accountable for what happened on January 6th. And now he's not even running for re-election. He's not going to be Senate Majority Leader. And for him to go in and say we're going to do the party thing really is disappointing. And it's not how I'm going to come down on this. I think there's instances in American politics and history that you've got to take a stand for the country and for our democracy. And that's not the direction that Donald Trump is taking us. And so it's going to be a fight within the party itself. And I'm going to be, you know, from the backbench, I'm going to be trying to reshape the direction of the Republican Party.
So what decides it then? Is it January 6th? Is this a January 6th election still? Is that what President Biden will try to do? And can he make it about that? Or is it something else? Is it going to be issues? That's the final point.
Well, I certainly hope it's about the issue. It's always about the future. It's about border security, energy security.
But also
inflation.
about fitness for office is, I guess, what I mean by January 6th. I mean, isn't that a fair point to say that after that, maybe Donald Trump's not fit to be president, no matter what the issues are?
Well, absolutely. I mean, I've made that point, and I'm sure that Joe Biden will make that point as well. I don't know that that in and of itself will be successful unless you have facts that are coming out in the court case that remind people of the disastrous day that January 6th was. It doesn't help Donald Trump's case when he calls January 6th participants patriots, and that was a patriotic act by some means. We all saw what happened that day, so it will be an issue. It should be an issue for the election.
All right. Former governor of Arkansas, Republican Asa Hutchinson. Thank you, sir. Thanks so much for watching. Just go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.